Hello, everyone. So good to see you again. My name is Haley Hoover, and I am the owner of The Sparkling Hippie. So I wanted to share a little bit today about intuitive art. I get asked a lot about what intuitive art is, how I got into it, all of these questions. Because intuitive art is not I guess it's a fairly new type of art. People understand and know abstract art. They know, classical or Baroque, but intuitive art is a relatively new term. Hello, sparkling entrepreneur. Welcome to the Sparkling Hippie channel. I am so glad you found me. My name's Haley Hoover. I'm a success coach and intuitive artist. I help spiritual entrepreneurs find next level success in their business with fun, fulfillment, and flow. So if that's your vibe, you're definitely in the right spot. Please, if you enjoy the show, be sure and like and subscribe so that you can get more of this juicy goodness. All right, let's jump in. When I say I'm an intuitive artist, what does that mean? I like to think of intuitive art as a two-system way of painting, or making art, I should say. First of all, when I am creating the painting, so traditional artists, a lot of times, you may have an end goal in mind before they sit down to paint. And so, like when I was learning a traditional art or realism, you may have a photograph you look at, you may sketch an outline or draw on your canvas before you add paint. That is not at all what I do with intuitive art. I get out a nice, beautiful, juicy blank canvas, and I just let my intuition be the guide, hence the word intuitive. So it's a lot of layering, a lot of, I use my hands. It's all about the experience. It's more about the process than it is the outcome. So really sort of taking traditional art and flipping it on its head. So what that means is, I may look at this blank canvas and say, I really want the color pink. And so I start swiping pink paint on the canvas. Now I have pink, right? So now I can then respond using my own intuition. So again, I'm not coming from my place of logic, not from the part of the brain that analyzes and judges and looks for perfection, but rather from the part of the brain, the other side that we don't get to use so much in Western society. And that's the part of the brain that processes emotion and deals with feelings. Again, your intuition. So one of my key phrases that I share a lot in my workshops and with my clients is that intuition is in the body. So in order to access the intuition, we have to get out of the head and into the body. So more into that ooey-gooey, responsive, emotional, just free-flowing type of mindset. So that's the type of mindset I'm at when I am painting. So then, I may do some pinks all over the page, and then I might go, ooh, I'm really feeling that I need something to kind of balance it. I think I'm going to add black. And so maybe I scratch black in, or I use a brush, or I use my fingers, and I'm noticing how it feels when I use my fingers on the canvas. And sometimes I may say, I just really I'm making a circle with my finger with the black paint, and that just feels good, so I'm going to keep doing it. And then next thing you know, there might be a whole canvas of black dots. That's fine. Then I can look at that and think, well, what does my intuition want more of? What am I craving? Ooh, the color green. And you can tell it's very much a riffing process. So if you think of music, and you think of, writing a song, like a pop song, you have a formula, there are words that you would use. It's actually very scientific on what the approach would be to writing a pop song. Versus playing jazz music live, where it's so much, 90% of it is improvisation and interacting with the audience and the other musicians who are on stage with you and feeding off of each other's energy. That is the difference between realist art and intuitive art. so much in the moment, reacting, just going with it and allowing my intuition to speak. So once the painting is done, here comes the second part, right? So the first part is I'm creating from my intuition. The second part is, as someone who is viewing the art, I politely ask that you would use your intuition to interpret it. So this is why when I'm leading a workshop, oftentimes we start by, doing some grounding breaths, getting into the body. Sometimes I lead wiggle exercises, stretching, so we can just kind of loosen up and really allow the other side of the brain to come forward. So once we're in that state, right, you're kind of leaving all of the overthinking and analytical side of the brain behind. Then you can then look at the art and allow your intuition to speak to you. So for example, one of the exercises I really, really, really love to do with people is to ask, think about a problem, something you're chewing on, something that your analytical brain is over analyzing, whether it's a personal problem. Like my boyfriend and I this morning were talking about where should we live, where should we move, and we just chewed it to death, so I had to walk away. Maybe you're thinking about something in your business. I work with a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners. Sometimes you're worried about, where's that next bit of money going to come from? How do I hit my next income level? Whatever it is that you're chewing on right now in this moment, bring that to mind, and you can bring that into your body, from the head to the body. Maybe think of it going into your belly or your heart, and hold that question in your heart, and then look at a piece of intuitive art and see what comes up for you. So I have a piece here. So this is actually a piece that I use in a lot of my workshops. So, you may, for instance, where should we live, right? Maybe that's what I'm chewing on, and I'm holding it in my heart, not in my head. And maybe I look at this and I see, ooh, a mountain. I think we should look at the mountain. But this reminds me of the ocean, and this looks like a woman with her hair back, and how relaxed she is at the ocean. So maybe that gives me clues to what my heart is telling me. Maybe, I think because I saw that, that's what I want, right? However, it's very fun to do this with a group, because someone sitting right next to me may be thinking, what's the next level of success in my business look like? And they may see, this up here looks like Mickey Mouse. I think I need to have more fun. I think I need to add more joy into my business. And from there, I will feel free, and I will feel relaxed, and I will feel like I'm laying back, right? I've also had people look at this, and maybe they don't experience good feelings. They may experience chaos or anxiety, and that's their body telling them they're holding on to something too tightly. So the other fun thing with viewing my art, interacting with my art, allowing, again, part 2, for your intuition to come to the forefront, is that we can rotate it. Yeah, it's not traditional art. There is no up is up. It's meant to be rotated. And if you were kind of seeing something when we were here, you might see something completely different here. So you could try again, asking the same question, holding it in your heart, and seeing what comes up when you rotate it. This is really fun, particularly for people who purchase my art and have it hanging in their home. So I like to say, hang it somewhere where you're doing a lot of quiet sitting. I like to hang mine actually right next to the television. So if the television's off, I can just kind of relax my mind and stare into it. It's in that relaxed state and the staring when you're going to be able to allow the piece to come to speak to you from your intuition. Again, not from your head, from your heart, or from your belly. So what's fun about owning a piece is that then, you may be different times, different problems, or different things that are on your mind. You'll see different things in the painting because it's your intuition. Your intuition is alive and it is moving, it's always working. So it's going to find different things. And then maybe you're like, okay, now I'm going to rotate it for the next couple of weeks and see what speaks to me there. And it's just a constant piece of interaction, not to mention a great conversation starter if you like to host parties and have people over. All of that to say, I hope this helps explain a little bit about what intuitive art is and how to use it. Utilize it for your best interest. Utilize it so that you can have it as not just something nice to look at, but a tool for remembering that the whole other part of your brain, that whole other side of you that deeply knows what it wants and it deeply knows how it feels, right? We so much turn that off that it gets neglected. And that's a shame, because that part of our body is very, very wise. And if we use that in conjunction with the logic, analytical part of the brain, we're going to be unstoppable. You're going to be a superhero, right? It's how you're divinely designed. So just some food for thought today. If this was interesting, or if you have any other questions, please drop below in the comments. I would love to interact with you and hear what it is that you have to say or think about the process. So I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, and we will speak more soon. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. Also, if you're active on the gram, be sure and give me a shout out at The Sparkling Hippie. And otherwise, we will see you next time.